Alright, let's talk about the power steering system again and my rack and pinion. So, after consulting some manuals and some other information, I'm pretty sure there's Necronomicon in there somewhere too. I've ran across some interesting stuff. Well, for one, that is not supposed to be there. That is a big old chip. And these splines, as far as I know, are not supposed to look like that. So it has been eating away at that the whole time. Now, brings me back to this interesting little piece. This is a little piston or a plunger. I guess it basically prevents fluid from seeping past seals, or it's a scavenger, kind of scrapes the fluid off the shafts on there. But what you can't see, well, maybe you can, is that is scored and gouged up, and everyone that I spoke to said that was bad. Now, if I did this right, I should be able to put all this back together in no time at all. After consulting some information, possibly the Necronomicon, I don't know, I did a pretty deep dive on it. I think I figured out how to fix this, but you got to work with me here. I need you to imagine really, really hard that you want to see me succeed. Can you do that for me? Oh, there it is. What we have here is possibly one of the newest parts I do believe I've ever installed on a vehicle. It is a rack and pinion for my truck, and honest to God, brand new rack and pinion. Because one, I don't think I'm going to be able to fix that. In fact, I know I'm not going to be able to fix the old rack and pinion. There is just copious amounts of metal and other debris and solid stuff that has just been pumped through it. It has eaten the worm gear alive. It has basically just shredded itself and destroyed itself. Again, a Dodge thing. But we are going to put this in the truck today, and it's going to be done. Even have new hoses. Whole new front end. Now my only thing about all this is I've got to, I guess, figure out a way to set up the tie rod ends so my tires don't either do this or this. And I kind of get them sort of straightish so it doesn't, destroy my tires. For right now, though, it's all just pretty much going to be local stuff that I need it for. But no sense in wearing... Hey, Lucy. But no sense in wearing out what is already there and doesn't need to be replaced. So, the new one came with this on it. I'm assuming that's for like a, I don't know, I guess like if you're putting in a auxiliary coolering system for it or something. I don't know. It's already connected to a cooler, so I don't know. Or a bleed port maybe? Yeah, let's go with that, bleed port. Look, I really don't feel like looking for a wrench. This thing needed to be done months ago. But me being me, and I wanted to fix it and save a few bucks. Yeah. And there is nothing wrong with saving money. I like to try to fix things first. There's so much junk and garbage in the world already. If they would just... realize people would pay a little bit more for quality, everything would be better. You know, it might be a better idea to put this on after it's in, seeing as how it is new, and I can just go ahead and find the right size whatever for it. So hold on. All right, now that our lines are sealed up, now I'm going to take the bushings, put the, I don't know what you call those things, spacers, threaded spacers, whatever, the things that this bolts to. So let's go ahead and do that, and hopefully, God, I really hope, because I just spent like 20 minutes trying to find this seal and put it on, we get this thing going. Stay tuned. I didn't know I needed to lube my bushing, and that they made high performance, no less. And I got a cool sticker. Alright, so this is the front. So we get the threaded side over here. We get the threaded side over here. That's what I thought. Yeah. I am the machine. Yeah, you gotta lube your bush. Yeah, don't forget that. Now that we have our bush and our rack lubed and situated here, let's get down to business. Yeah. All right, the time that I've been dreading and waiting for all at the same time. We're going to put this big gnarly thing back in here, and hopefully it will work and not leak and not take me the rest of the day. But you know what, since I've jinxed it, let's go ahead and get to it. That is about how old or how long that's been on there. And that is not an insert, that is road crud and whatever else. Probably about almost 1/4 of an inch thick. Yeah, I think I gotta wash the undercarriage of this thing at some point. Yeah, it's always a good idea to keep your undercarriage clean. You know, you never know when somebody might see it. You know, we got these ginormous things here. Yeah, look at this, look at this. Oh my God, that is so much stuff. All right, so back in it goes, brand new. And then once I get to the tie rod end part, wheel's going to come off. We're going to go ahead and, I guess since we're there, we'll go ahead and do the suspension. While it is in for the moment, we still got to adjust this steering knuckle here. That's slide down. There we go. Wasn't so bad for you guys, but it was just an awful experience for me. Well, hot damn. Okay, that feels good and secure. I cannot move that with my hand. like I could with the other one. Now, I would say there's absolutely no way you can mess this up because there's two different size ports. However, you know, keeping your old parts around and handy is a good practice, just in case, you know, good reference point. Take pictures, or in my case, you know, videos. Move the return line up out my way here. So according to the old one, this goes here on the bottom. Now, what I'm doing here is every time I wiggle it, I'm just checking to see if it's loose. And I don't know if I can get a good picture of it with my mitts in the way, but you get a little bit more of a finger turn. And then once I get it to where I can't turn it anymore with the finger, we're going to see if we can turn it with the wrench. You know, German spec, good and tight. There we go. Again, not trying to, you know, hulk the threads down, or hulk the threads out rather. Same thing. Line it up. Make sure you don't cross thread it. It should not meet any resistance. And if there is any, it should just be so minimal that if just by moving it, you should be able to get those threads in there. Again, I don't know if you can see what's happening with both of my hands in the way, and I apologize for that. You know, I'm trying to get the finances and channel going to where I can actually afford, you know, proper equipment, so I can bore you to death in HD and better camera angles. Alright, so yes, that will work. And again, I apologize if you can't see. A set of line wrenches are in my future, for sure. Just wiggle it around, make sure that it's going to be good and snug, and that there's not going to be a possibility for the chance of a leak. Because I'm fixing to put my phone down here and record this when I start it up. See, I do put a lot of effort into trying to find a good camera shot for you folks, and you know, it does get a bit troublesome when tools and everything else is in the way, and you know, I'm trying to make conversation and maybe discuss it with somebody who doesn't know what's going on, you know. Oops. So yeah, just back that off. This is coming straight off the rack. So I guess it doesn't really matter right here because it's just a little, you know, crappy cooler. I'd like to put a bigger one on it at some point. But I'm going off the principle of heat rises. So, and we'll say the heat coming off of the rack is going to be much higher. So let's put that here at the bottom so the heat will rise. Again, I don't know if that's necessarily a thing, but we're going to go on that assumption. And I'm really just making an ass of me at this point, not really you, because, you know, y'all are watching, y'all can just tune out anytime and you can laugh. Laugh at my stupid. I feel a little bit better about that now. Okay. Well, by my calculations, it's in, it's sealed up, and everything is back in place. However, I would like to know what that goes to. I don't recall taking a bolt like this off, and everything is back in place here. I love it when I end up with spare parts. It's like it's paying for itself. Let's put some fluid in it. Well, I gotta get a power steering fluid lid now. I don't really recall what I did with it. Well, almost getting spoiled right. Now I'm gonna go turn the wheel a few times, see if I can't get all the air bubbles out in the line, or as many of them as I can. So stay tuned. Go ahead and start it. Oh, goody gumdrops. All right. More grease fittings. Alright, so fun fact, this bolt that I'm messing with adjusts my camber. Luckily there's enough dirt and grit on here that I can see where the marks were before and kind of put that back right as well. So this last part is actually turning out pretty easy. I also might point out that, you know, I did mess up like right here when I put this thing in and got the thing behind the rack, but whatever, I was placing these anyway. So that was all good. Now see, this is the enjoyable bit. It's like when everything is going smooth. Ooh, those are a bit worn and sad. There's no grease left in it. Oh my God, really? Well, you know, I didn't really expect to be saying this today, but let's wrap this side up, put the sway bar back on this side, and put the tire back on, and I think we're good to go. Once I get the tires back on and on the ground, I can set the toe, you know, to make sure my tires aren't, you know, kicked out like that or kicked in, or hopefully they'll be normal and not askew. Here's hoping anyway. But let's get this stuff finished. Well, I mean, all the fluid's coming from up top from where I overfilled it, so success in that sense. I still haven't crunk it though because my battery's dead.